Hey y'all, it's Garrity Tools with a tool tutorial. We're talking about our texture tools today. We're going to give you some tips on how to use some of our easiest texture tools. We're going to start with the cylinder. So I'm doing a few pulls here, but I want to keep my walls pretty thick, at least a ½ inch. This will ensure our texture doesn't cut through the walls of our clay. I'm using a T5 to straighten up the wall so that I have a really nice flat surface for my texture tool to come in contact with. You can see I've got about a ½ inch thick wall, but you could go thicker if you're using texture tools for the first time. We're using our Texture Micro today. It's got these really tiny textures and it's almost like using a flat rib against this cylinder. I'm going to get my tool wet to start, and then I also want to get my cylinder wet. This will help make sure our tool runs nice and smoothly against our clay. Press my tool against the bat, and I keep it at an angle, not straight perpendicular into the clay, but at this slight angle. Now I'm keeping my tool steady against the bat, using my thumb to help brace the tool and keep it really nice and straight, and doing a slow, gentle pull up the wall of my clay. And we can see that texture start to transfer into the clay. When you do this, you will remove a little bit of clay, which is totally normal and why we start with a thicker wall. If on this first pull, your texture doesn't transfer perfectly, you can always use the tool again. Re-wet your cylinder, and then keeping the tool pressed against the bat will keep the registration of the pattern exactly the same. I'm doing a very light push into the tool this time, just to clean up those little patterns and notches. We removed a little bit of clay again, but luckily we started with that thick cylinder. Texture Micro is a great tool to start with if you're learning how to use our texture tools. Texture 8 and 7 are also much easier to use than some of our more complex textures. Hopefully these tips will help you feel excited and confident to try out some textures on your wheel soon. If you've got any great tips you want to share, please leave them in the comments. We can't wait to see what you create with our tools.